Hey guys, how much do you hate it when someone that you've asked for advice starts throwing jargon at you? Well, me too. And that's why we're going to demystify all those marketing buzzwords and jargon that we all hear about when we're working out how on earth we're going to find customers and sell to them. So today, let's start with this thing that they call the sales funnel or the buyer journey. Because all that means is finding people who previously don't know who you are and what you do, and helping them get to know you and understand what you do and fall in love with your products or your services to the point where they want to buy from you and they become customers. So they start off as strangers, they end up as friends, basically. You'll find loads of information about sales funnels and buyer journeys if you do some research on the internet. What I've done to simplify it for you is I've written you a guide. It's a free download, and I'll give you a link to that in just a moment. And it's written about you and what you do. So it's in your language. It's getting rid of all the jargon. It's explaining what it means. Now, there's loads of detail in there, but the highlights of it are it's talking about when people first find out who you are and they become aware of you, and some of the techniques that you can follow to encourage them to find out more about you. What you want at this point is for them to start checking you out, understanding who you are, what you do, where they can find you, so that they can move into the second stage. Second stage is where they're becoming really interested. So they might follow you on a couple of social media platforms. They might start engaging with some of your posts. They might check out your own website, or if you have a shop, maybe Etsy shop, they might go and have a look over there as well. They're definitely going to be interested to find out if you are as good as you say you are. So they're going to be looking at reviews from your previous customers, any testimonials. They're going to want to know that the quality of what you do is as brilliant as you say it is. And all the time, they're getting to know you a little bit more. So you're developing what you'll hear mentioned as know, like, trust. So awareness, they start to know who you are. Interest, they start to like who you are. And then the next stage is when they start to trust you. And when they start to trust you is when they're going to think about making a decision. So this is stage 3. So the decision to buy is a really big thing, and you want to get them there as quickly as possible. So what you need to do is to be creating loads of brilliant content, which is going out across all of your different communications channels. So Facebook, Instagram, website, Etsy. If you're out and about at shows, then you could have some printed materials that they could take away. Whatever you can do to keep telling your story consistently and brilliantly. And we'll touch on what that means on another episode. So you've got them to the point now where they know you, like you, trust you. They've made a decision they want to buy from you. They're going to take action. This is the 4th and final stage in that funnel. You have to make it as easy as possible for them. At any stage in this funnel, they might fall out of it. So I've heard it described actually not so much as a funnel, but actually a leaky colander. So if you think about, you've got your funnel coming down like this, and ideally people would start at the top and they just would come down, 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 all the way down here, make a decision and buy from you. But the reality is it's not quite like that, because all the way down here, you've got holes all the way down the side. And as they're coming down, they might just drop out. They might come back in again and come further down the process. That would be absolutely brilliant, but you can't be sure of it. So when you have got them all the way down here, you've done loads and loads of really hard work. So let's not waste that. Let's make the final stage as straightforward as possible. So we're talking about your checkout process. Have a look at the download, because I've got some really detailed notes there about what might go wrong with that checkout process and how you can fix those things. Ideally, you're going to keep them in the same place that they've first seen your product, and they can check out then and there. Let's keep it simple. If you do have to take them somewhere else, then you need to think about being really consistent in terms of your branding, so that they know that it's still you that they've come to, and making sure that you signpost them back to that same product that they were looking at. So if they're looking at something on Instagram and you've got to take them over to Etsy to buy it, don't just take them to Etsy homepage or even your store homepage. Take them into the actual product they were looking at. Otherwise, at any point, they might get distracted and go somewhere else. So those are some highlights from the download. I'm going to put a link on here so that you can find it. It's completely free, so I hope you find it useful.